Alrighty folks, welcome back to our fall foliage expedition. Today, we're venturing into Anders Run Natural Area, a 96-acre remnant of Pennsylvania's ancient forests. Tucked away in Warren County, this hidden gem, part of the Cornplanter State Forest, offers a rare opportunity to experience what the wilderness here once looked like. But this isn't just a stroll through the woods. We'll be hiking several miles, braving the rain and elements, and exploring abandoned properties that tell the story of those who once lived and worked on this land. Along the way, we'll dive deep into Anders Run's fascinating mix of history and natural beauty. This area is home to 50 acres of old-growth forest, where towering white pines and ancient hemlocks, some over 400 years old, stand as centennials of a bygone era. These trees rise above a canopy of hardwoods like red oaks and sugar maples, painting the forest in a brilliant shade of gold and crimson in the fall. It's hard to imagine now, but less than 2 centuries ago, Pennsylvania's forests were almost entirely stripped bare. During the height of the logging boom in the 1800s, the state became the lumber capital of the world. By the early 1900s, the relentless demand for timber had left Pennsylvania a barren wasteland. Entire hillsides were clear-cut, soil eroded away, and massive wildfires raged unchecked in what many called the Pennsylvania desert. Slowly, through conservation efforts and natural regrowth, pockets of forest like Anders Run were saved and remain as rare glimpses into the state's natural past. As for Cornplanter State Forest, where Anders Run is located, it's named after Chief Cornplanter, a revered Seneca leader who played a key role in the region's history. And while this forest is one of the least visited in Pennsylvania, it holds a sense of peace and solitude that's hard to find anywhere else. Preserving places like this is more important than ever, and organizations like the Old Growth Forest Network are leading the charge. Their mission is to protect old growth and mature forests across the United States, ensuring these irreplaceable ecosystems remain untouched for generations to come. If you'd like to support their work, visit their website at oldgrowthforest.net to learn more or make a donation. So join us as we hike through the rain, uncover the stories of abandoned structures, and immerse ourselves in the natural and historical wonders of Anders Run Natural Area. This is a journey into the heart of Pennsylvania's past, a reminder of what we've lost and what's still worth fighting for. And as always, enough talking, let's get to hiking. Alrighty folks, well, good morning and welcome back to an all new episode of Maxim Outdoors. This week we are back in Warren County and I'm going to be taking you to a lesser known natural area. So as you probably already seen in the title, I'm here at Anders Run, a 99-acre tract of land that hosts some of the biggest trees in the entire Commonwealth. So we're going to do our best to head down the trail. We're gonna hike about 2 miles and try to document some of these giant hemlocks and white pines here up in Warren County. So it's my birthday. As you can see, we have a nice moody September morning here. So we're gonna do our best to have some fun today. I'm gonna show you a very secluded, remote area of the state that not a lot of people have videos on. Old Dude on the Trail does have a video, check his out. But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting day. We're getting some remnants of a hurricane coming through. It kind of rains for 5 minutes, it stops, starts, stops, starts, but the trailhead is right behind me here. Like I said, this is Anders Run. Another interesting fact is we are in probably one of the most obscure state forests. A lot of people probably don't even realize that Cornplanter State Forest is a thing. It's one of the smaller state forests in the state, so this will be my first exploration of Cornplanter State Forest as well. So yeah, the bugs are, as you can see, bugging out here, but I'm gonna get the bag on and we are gonna hit the trail 2 miles. So let's go explore some of the biggest trees, old growth in the state. Let's get going. Just a stone's throw away from the truck, you can see off in the distance. I will pan you guys around here and check out some of these awesome trees here. A couple big hemlocks, including a red oak mixed in, white pine off in the distance. But yeah, just about 100 feet away from the parking area, you are presented with some really awesome old growth hemlock as well as white pine. These guys are probably easy 200 to 300 years old. And as you can see, fall foliage has arrived here in northwestern Pennsylvania. I went out and hiked at Heart's Content yesterday, and the colors weren't that great, to be honest. We got a lot of rain last night, and honestly, it seemed like a lot of these yellows appeared pretty much overnight. So fall foliage is about to kick up here in Pennsylvania. I'm going to be taking you out each and every week in October, starting in northern Pennsylvania and working our way all the way down to West Virginia. So if you're not subscribed to the channel already, hit that button. But yeah, we're going to continue. We're going to descend on down to a little drainage down in a valley here, and I'm sure the colors and the trees will probably get better the further we get down along the trail here. So let's go. I'm excited. Well, there is a little road hiking involved, nothing too crazy, maybe a 1/16 of a mile. As you can see, the trail meanders off to the right here, but I do want to check this out. I remember seeing this in some other videos. It's an old dilapidated structure that was built back in, I want to say like the 1840s. So we'll head over there and check that out real quick. Well, I guess this is our first point of interest that we've run into along the road slash trail. According to my notes, this building in front of me, if you want to call it that, is known as the Little Stone House, built in 1841, and it is not in good condition. Would not be surprised if this guy falls over within the next couple years. But you can see some modern amenities. You can see a phone wire, some electricity. So this was definitely used in the modern times. We'll do a big walk around. You can see the big stone face of the building. I guess this would have been the back, I'm assuming. The old doorway, the old windows. Looks like maybe the basement would have been right there. Definitely interesting looking building. Sucks to see these things fall into such bad shape. This would have been a great little, park office for Anders Run. And then I'm assuming when we go around to the front here, this would be the entrance to the building. Maybe an old well right there. Looks like they might have tried restoring this building at one point. Does look like they have some construction material, but yeah, it's going to be tough to save this building now. As you can see, the entire front of the building has collapsed. So yeah, this was the Little Stone House, and unfortunately it doesn't look like the Little Stone House is going to be around much longer. And that's why I like making these videos, documenting these places, so folks in 20 years can go back and watch this and say, oh yeah, that's what the Little Stone House was. So if you're watching this in 20 years, shout out to you. So yeah, the trail picks up right there. We're going to continue on. I think this is Anders Run that cuts through this valley here. We'll get some shots of that. But yeah, one last shot of the Little Stone House. Alrighty folks, talk about a dark, mysterious section of the forest here. As we head on through this hemlock grove, we got a couple white pines, hickory, and red oak kind of sporadically thrown about the forest floor here. You can see Anders Run as it cuts on through this floodplain here. Everywhere you look, moss covered logs, mushroom, very little undergrowth. Just a pretty magical area. Even some tinges of yellow from the beech trees off in the distance. Yeah, it is 10 a.m. right now, and you can see just how dark it is underneath this dense canopy, which shows you why nothing can grow under here. But yeah, just looking at some of these old growth trees, including this big old hemlock in front of me here, as well as some of the white pine scattered amongst. It's just crazy to think the history that these trees have been through, you know, droughts, floods, blizzards, but also, you know, some of these trees are pushing 500 years old. These trees would have been around whenever Native Americans were hunting these same woods. They would have seen elk, mountain lion, pretty much every animal that has been killed off in the state, basically. These trees would have been here for that. So yeah, if only trees could talk. I know some might say out there that they do, but so far none have said anything to me yet. But yeah, I just wanted to show you this cool little hemlock grove here before we start to gain a little elevation here. It looks like just a beautiful area. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. My shoe just came untied. Alrighty folks, well, as you can see, we definitely have gained a little elevation. Anders Run is well below us now, probably a good 50 to 60 foot down. Took a little break on the bench. Seems like the rain is starting to calm down a little bit. I can see some clear skies off in the distance. But yeah, I mean, would you expect anything different for a birthday hike for me? Hopefully you guys can hear me. Hopefully there's not too much moisture in the mic there on the GoPro. But yeah, wanted to show you this big guy in front of me. This has to be probably the biggest white pine that I've seen all day, including this old hemlock as well that is just covered in shrooms. So let's go and take a look at this big guy up ahead here as we follow along this ridge line looking down at Anders Run. This one might be bigger than anything we've seen in Heart's Content. I mean, that's got to be pushing 100, I don't know, 140 feet, just a rough guess. Easily 4 foot wide, 4 foot in diameter, I would say, maybe bigger than that. I mean, this thing is just massive. But yeah, look at that. That's what we're here for, the old growth forests. There aren't many areas like this left in Pennsylvania, but as I said earlier, imagine the entire state, the entire country just covered in trees like this. It would have been a sight to see. There's only so many areas that you can see stuff like this, and I encourage you all to go out and check them out. Andrews Run. Not a lot of people know about this, but that's why we're here. And it would probably take a good 3 people to wrap around this tree. That's a big one. Like I said, this might be bigger than anything that we've seen in Heart's Content. Well, I hate to beat a dead horse here, but man, these old growth forests just have such a unique feel to them. Another big old white pine in front of us, but yeah, I feel like we are walking through like Jurassic Park or something right now. You can just imagine like a velociraptor running on through, or a mountain lion. Definitely Pacific Northwest vibes. But yeah, as I said in the last episode, I just wrapped up my 14-day big Western wedding road trip where I climbed up to glacial lakes, hiked my first 13er, hiked through prairies, desert, seen arches, you name it. And man, it feels good to be back in Pennsylvania. This state is just something special, and this is why. All these amazing old growth forests. I love it. Pennsylvania is where it's at. I'm just happy to be back, and I'm happy to be putting out content for all you folks out there. If you're still watching this video at this point, thank you. Big shout out to all the Patreon supporters out there. We are killing it right now. Nearly 25,000 subscribers. I'm hoping by the time this video comes out, we will have that point surpassed. But yeah, take a look at this big guy. This one might be about the same size as the last white pine that we've seen. Just a absolute unit. So yeah, it looks like we're gonna gain a little elevation, and then you can see kind of an access road down below me right now. We're gonna cross that, and we should be nearing the halfway point of the trail. So yeah, I really think the little rain shower added to our day. So Alrighty folks, well, we've made it back to the parking area. You can see the old Chevy on through the trees there, but that will wrap up our exploration and documentation here at Anders Run. So hopefully you guys all enjoyed it. Tell me what your favorite natural area is in Pennsylvania, or maybe any of the states that you folks live in out there. But yeah, what'd you think of the old hemlocks and the old white pines? Just a moody September day. To sum this trail up, it was tough. Route finding could be a little difficult. I was lucky enough to have the AllTrails app. That road section gets a little confusing, and the bridges and walkways and boardwalks throughout the trail are in some pretty bad shape. I thought I was going to fall through a couple. I thought a couple were going to fall over. So if anything that I take out of this trail is hopefully the state is taking better care of these old ancient hemlocks and white pine and red oak. Hopefully they're taking better care of them than they are of this trail. Not knocking the trail in any way. It was a lot of fun. I really think the rain added a little mystique, if you will, a little added bonus. So yeah, truck's right there. We're gonna wrap up this video. Big thank you to all the Patreon supporters out there. Anybody who just watched this video to this point, thank you. And if you can, please give the video a like, as you probably already know and hear me say every week. It helps out a lot. So yeah, we're gonna sign out here from Anders Run Natural Area, and this was a lot of fun. I'm definitely looking forward to checking out more natural areas as the channel progresses. So yeah, Cornplanter State Forest, another state forest that we can say that we've explored and documented here on the channel. So yeah, enough rambling. I'm gonna go into Marionville, buy some pie. It's my birthday, time to celebrate. I got a couple cold ones waiting for me back at the trailer. So yeah, it's gonna wrap things up, guys. So yeah, signing out from Anders Run here up in Warren County. I'll see you next week from State Park number 40. You're not gonna wanna miss that one. So see you then.